What's up, Lucky Gamers? It's Lucky Lux. Alright, so let's talk about this character here. Good old Joe. So as y'all know, she is a limited character that came out on the 1.6 banner. Hopefully you guys did well on your pulls. Hopefully you guys got what you wanted if you were going for portraits, or if you're just going for P0, or you went all the way up to P5. Alright, so let's talk about the character. This is just going to be like a short little guide on how to play the character. It's not going to be long because the character is very easy to play, and I will talk about how she is in global, and then there'll be a part of the video where I talk about where she's at in CN, right? So the character is a very strong single target character, right? I just want to first say, even with her ult, or it does mass attack, it's stronger when you do it on a single target, right? And this is the first attack that can get up to 100% penetration rate, just as long as you have the 6 stacks of liquor, right? And the best way to get the stacks of liquor is to use the channel, but also to have characters that have buffs on the team as well, which we'll get into the team members that you want to have with her, right? She does have a high base crit rate, and through her resonance, she's able to get even more crit rate through her kit. And then she also has her Psychube as well, that's specially made for her, which is here, which also gives her more crit rate, right? If you have a P0 Joe, the Psychube is going to be the next best way for you to really increase her damage, because you're going to increase the amount of crit damage that you can get out of this, right? So you go up from having 20% crit damage at 10 stacks all the way up to 50% crit damage. So if you're not necessarily wanting to go all in on portraits to increase her strength, you can amp her Psychube up to help that as well, right? For those who are going in portraits, what portrait is going to be the best for you? So on CN, I pretty much went through all of the portraits. Honestly, here's the thing about it. P1 is okay, but it's not really that insane. It increases the ult, and honestly, the ult isn't the main focus of damage for Joe, right? Like, if you get to the ult, that's fine, but really it's the follow-up attack, which is on P2, and this increases the reality damage dealt on your for your liquor stacks consumed. This is a huge increase for her because this is where all of her damage is at. It's a big increase. I think people were saying it's between like 40-50% like extra damage on the follow-ups. It's huge, especially if you can get that really nice percentage of the stacks consumed, right? If you can get like a consistent amount of stacks consumed, then you're doing really good. Anything higher than this is like, one, I think you're going to be putting your account like really strained to the characters that you can get. Like, I already think that going to P2 is a little bit much, but anything higher, I mean, you're just really wanting to go all in on her. Getting the 2 extra buffs is nice, not necessary. P4 and P5 is just hella whaley. This is increasing the max stacks consumed up to 4, and then you have a higher chance of getting the higher consumptions of liquor, which means you need to make sure that you're getting you have a good team, that way you can have that much liquor. And then P5, you get 25% on the buffs, and then now you can get up to 5 stacks of liquor. Like, it's just getting a little whaley there, but I know some of y'all are gonna go all the way up, right? So we talked about the Psychube, talked about the portraits, her resonance. If you guys are wanting a quick look at the resonance, I have my Joe pulled up. So this is an R10 resonance here. This has 35% crit. We're looking at 19% crit damage, 14 in the damage bonus. I'm sure there's some other ones, but this one I really wanted to specify having as much crit as possible with 183 attack. So the stats are going to be looking at 1569 on the attack, and then we're looking at, with the Psychube itself, 68% crit rate and 175% crit damage, with a 16 I think that's 60% damage bonus. I believe I have to translate it, but yeah, but this is the stats here, and this is the level 1 version. So obviously if you go all the way up to 60, it'll be higher, and if you max out her resonance, it'll also be higher as well. All right, so let's talk about the teammates that you want to pair her with, right? All right, so I'm gonna use the balance mode to help me out because I just don't have the resources to max her out right now. But this is gonna be an I3 level 20, level 60 cube with Joe. So what are gonna be some of the teammates that you want to pair with her? So obviously, with her wanting to have teammates that have random buffs, 6 is gonna be a really great option. 6 can help apply those buffs really easy without using any AP, and 6 is already a very strong character, right? He provides debuffs to the enemies that is going to help out with Joe, especially with like the crit defense one. The incantation buff that he can give her is really going to be good because she's really nice with incantation damage. But you also have some other characters you can pair with her. If you're wanting to use Ezra, you can do that. You also have Anna and Lee, that is a great buffer that you can pair. If you're going lower than a 6-star, then of course you have characters like Necrologist. You can pair as a damage dealt buffer. You still have, honestly, from there, you're just going a little bit too far down. I'll just say that, right? When it comes to characters like for sub DPS teams, I've talked about this a lot. 37 is going to be a great pair with her because 37 benefits from Joe's kit. Her attack incantation is going to be a follow-up, and the channel provides 2 follow-ups. So she's able in one turn to give like up to like 4 extra Eureka stacks to 37 if you can pull it off. But basically 37 will benefit greatly from having Joe on the team. Not necessarily Joe benefiting greatly from having 37, but it'll increase the overall damage that you have on the team. Now, because you're going this route, right, Tooth Fairy is going to be the better healer for you because Tooth Fairy applies a debuff to all the enemies and has a confusion debuff. It's going to be really good. Now, for those who are wondering, though, I will say with Ezra, his clarity buff and his fragile buff, forget what it's called over on in global, these buffs are based off of damage, instances of damage. So Joe does a lot of consistent damage and follow-up attacks, and she'll eat those stacks from Ezra. So you can pair Ezra with Joe, but they're not really the perfect pairing because Joe just does consistent, like, just extra damage, and it's not like other characters where, like, you know, Spathadia, she like builds everything up to have a big single instance of damage. Joe does smaller instances of damage, but consistent and really strong. So do be mindful of that. You still have Shemaine that you can pair with her for the debuff. You still have Bjorn Bloom if you want to go the reality route. So do be mindful of those characters there. But I'm gonna run the strongest team for like a while is this team here. Where is my balance, please? Right. This has just been a solid team that beats a lot of content. You're not really having to worry about a lot of things. And we can go ahead and show this off. All right, so this is the, y'all know this mode. This is in the event, right? So you start off, this is P0, right? So you start off with your 3 stacks. If you're dealing with enemies, like multiple enemies like this in an AoE situation, I typically just try to get 37's follow-up happening while also just doing damage with my Joe. I'm not really worrying about the 6 stacks getting for the ult and everything like that because that's not the main thing with my Joe that I'm worrying about. I'm worrying about making sure that I get these follow-ups to hit really hard and to have the team's overall damage well, right? Because like I know that the ult's going to do its most damage if I have a single target anyways, right? So see, I'm trying to get this 37 to get her follow-ups as best as possible, right? So let's go ahead. Let's get to these talk. This is the one part I hate about it. So we're gonna go to the debuffs. Let's see. We'll go ahead and buff up Joe because she's just a little bit stronger. And we'll do the channel. Alright, so we got a good debuff on the enemy over there. Alright, this is level 2, so now we're up to 9 stacks. 11 stacks now because of the buffs. Got the passive healing for Tooth Fairy. And see, we're just doing decent passive damage. Alright, mine's not even leveled up. And let's see. We're going to be ulting soon with Joe, but that's fine. Go ahead and buff up 37. Skill here. Let's go ahead and use this channel. That way we can get back some more liquor stacks. And see, we're just doing this naturally, but we're just doing constant damage. This is why Tooth Fairy's passive is really good. So she should have baby teeth right when we're about to ult. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And let's see. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna level this one up. So make sure that we no. It's here. We'll target this one and then hit this one. Alright, so we're not going to get the max possible damage on the ult, but we'll get the 100% penetration rate. We should take out that one in the back. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're going to have to heal. Tooth Fairy staying alive best she can, but we are going to have to heal. We're going to do an attack with 37 because she's at cap. Hit the ult. And we're going to upgrade 37's abilities. It's like Joe's not really crazy about having like higher level. Of course it gives her more damage, but she's not worried about having high tier skills. Just throwing them out and getting the follow-up damage is the main thing. Like, just throw it out whenever you see it, pretty much. Oh, well, there goes Tooth Fairy. I forget about the Genesis damage portion, but it's okay. That's just this event here. All right, there we go. So we have the extra damage from 37's ult. I will throw that out. We'll throw out another one. We'll just throw out a skill. Of course, we would get the extra damage, but she might finish this off. Yeah. So, and with this team, I really generally give the Empower Incantation to 37 because she's the one who's getting the extra like incantation damage from her ult as well. Joe is just there, just throwing out just incantations and skills, just helping 37's damage. Of course, if you have a higher 37 will do even more damage, but yeah, that's how you can get a good amount of damage from them. Of course, keep your Tooth Fairy alive. This part just had a lot of Genesis damage, and she just took a lot. And I didn't have them all like fully built, but like that's pretty much what you're gonna be doing. And a lot of your content is just throwing out just like skill. That's pretty much it for our Joe video. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section. Please sub to the channel, like the video. I'm continuously making this content, guys. I just want some support, man. Watch the videos. But anyways, hit me up in Discord as well. I have a community that's been going strong since the game came out in global. I've been growing, and we've had a lot of people attend the streams, and I appreciate all of that. If you have any other questions on Joe regarding any future stuff, you can always hit me up on the live streams or ask me in Discord as well. because we're in 1.9 and CN, so I'll have that information for you if you're asking also how she stacks up next to the new character. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.